Another pickle that I absolutely adore is Takuan. They're so affordable in any Asian grocer and so good, but what if you don't have one near or can't get there right now? I have a quick version that's a good substitute. My name is Willow and this is You Need a Bento. Let's make lunch. Today's recipe is for a pickle that you may have seen in Asian grocery stores, and it just looks really weird, to be fair. It's a long yellow half of a daikon pickled. They get sold in vacuum sealed bags, and they just look so weird to me. But I figured there must be a way to make a quicker version of that, because the reason it's yellow is from months and months of fermentation, and I don't really have that kind of time. So what we're going to do is slice your daikon into pieces that work for you. I prefer these size and shape because it wraps around a rice ball. You could do matchsticks, you could do julienne. It really is completely up to you, however you choose to use it. This is about 400 grams of daikon sliced into half moons. There's a couple chunks at the bottom because I do like the chunks, but they have to sit for a little longer. So by the time I'm done with the sliced parts, I'm ready to get to the bottom. This is a similar pickling liquid to what we used last time with the pink pickles. This is half a cup of sugar dissolved into about 3/4 a cup of water. Now, whether you want to pour hot water on top of your sugar and dissolve it that way or put it on the stove, up to you. I did the stove. The yellow comes from about a half a teaspoon of turmeric. You might be tempted to use more, but a little goes a very long way. We're not really after a whole lot of the turmeric flavor. And after that had cooled to about room temperature, I added 3/4 of a cup of vinegar. There's also about a teaspoon of salt. And all we need to do is pour this over. Don't worry about coverage, because as the daikon sits, it'll release a lot of its liquid, and then you'll end up with extra coverage by default. And same as the other pickles, I usually leave these on the counter for a couple hours until I remember them. I make pickles in the morning, and then usually by about dinner time, I put them in the fridge. Just make sure that you have a lid and your lid fits quite securely. Before we go, I just wanted to do a quick history lesson. Takuan are named after a Zen monk named Takuan Soho, who has a fascinating history that I don't really have time to get into right now, but definitely look him up. It's cool. These pickles are said to have been created to settle the third of the Tokugawa shogunate Iemitsu's stomach. Another interesting individual to look up, not for such good reasons. The daikon are hung by their leaves after harvest to dry and become a bit more flexible. They are then pickled with rice bran, salt, and occasionally sugar under weights for months. Fun fact, traditionally they have no turmeric and are less yellow and more of a blonde color. I hope you try it out and see what you think. I love to hear all about it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.